Ladies and gentlemen, we have to address Smiley in her misinformation, stalking behavior, but most importantly, and above all, we must do an eyebrow tutorial to help her educate herself in all fields. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm coming at you via the Krama Reels via YouTube. New channel, new clip channel, happen to dig it, happen to like it, keeping up with all the shenanigans. But in this clip, we're going to review Smiley. Smiley. Talking about how it seems as though one of her subscribers notified her that Chris and Katie Proudfoot were out to eat getting some steak. And this is the breaking news. Watch how cringe, watch how weird, and peep the eyebrows.
And speaking of that, I have a little tidbit for y'all. Everybody thinks that Katie and Chrissy Poo Poo was or had been split up or whatever, have been on the rocks. They might have been on the rocks, but it seems that they had a little kissy and made up, at least for the moment. At least for the moment. I got a little tidbit of information. Last night, it seems they were in Gallatin together, eating at Longhorn Steakhouse. Of course, people will say they gotta eat. But they were together. And if you notice, I said Longhorn. It seems they changed their little steakhouse. Maybe Katie did get them kicked out of Texas Roadhouse after all. I don't know. With that little fit she threw. Don't know. They're still getting their steak. They're still living high on the hog. Seems, rumor has it, they were two other people with them. I think they were both elderly women, or maybe it was an elderly woman and elderly man, but I think it was two elderly people. That's all I know. I don't know if they were both women or not, but elderly people. And actually, one of them had to get up and go, it looked like, to the restroom. And Mr. Chris was being a gentleman, imagine that, and literally got up and walked the lady to the restroom.
So again, thank you to the Krama Reels for producing this clip. Now, people, there's a lot to break down here. What is the breaking news this lady is like reporting to everybody? That Chris and Katie Proudfoot went out to eat and they chose a different steakhouse? Like what even is this? Well, I'm going to tell you exactly what this is. You see, I'm going to continue to put these eyebrows on every time there's weird behavior like this. There's misinformation, there's stalking behavior from this lady. This is coming at you from the same lady who I was literally in Tennessee, right? With the Wells family as she's behind her computer screen trying to tell the internet that there's a domestic violence situation going on at a house that I'm staying at. Like, no, this is not true. I mean, if anybody could remember that ridiculous story, her and the green team ran on the Whales at that time. I was literally like present there. Not only me, but Wifey was, right. But this is what this lady does. She does these narratives. She does this ridiculous gaslighting, right? And so what? Chris held the door for some elderly person of one of your weird subscribers is sending you this information and you're saying it. All this proves is Chris is a better man than your husband, as Don is. Now, for those that don't know, some of you may know this and some of you may not know this, but we're going to continue to drill it down the pipeline until everybody knows it. Smiley, unfortunately, got beat up by her husband. I don't condone domestic violence. I don't think it's cool. It's not a gotcha moment, but unfortunately, she was the victim of some domestic violence on the end of her husband. And what had happened was she used, let's say, exploited Summer's picture, right? She wrote the judge a long letter for her abuser, speaking about how, because she's such an advocate for these children, right? That, and all the great work she's doing for Summer, that she thinks the judge should let her abuser off, right? Now, this is like a spit in the face for any real advocate, right? Because this is not what happens. She's absolutely, succumbing to her abuser, but this is what this lady does. Chris has, not beat up Katie, right? This is what this lady does, right? She's telling the internet that Don beat up Candace as I'm literally staying in their house. Like this did not happen. Come back to reality. It's crazy, man. And it's crazy. But this is what this lady does. We cannot trust an old saying that, I used to say, somebody told me is like, you can never trust a man that you cannot drink a beer with. And to women out there, I say, don't trust a woman who does eyebrows like this. I mean, I'm just saying, people, it's out of control. And this lady is here to report to everybody that Chris and Katie had steak. Now, here's my final thing on this. What I think is most important, right, is we just got done wrapping up Operation Indecent Exposure with Lady Freedom. And what we did is we went and spread awareness with flyers, right? Telling people about the Pantsless Bastard, the Pantsless Advocate, going around talking about Chris and Katie. This lady, Smiley, the lady who commentates a little bit white trash, but just a little bit ghetto, combined with shitty eyebrows, doesn't stay too far from old white boy, right? Panama City, it's nothing but a hop, skip, and a jump. Now, what I would suggest is if we have to keep going through these clips, if we have to keep hearing this misinformation, if this weirdness continues, I'm gonna have to do a call on my supporters, right, for a little bit of for an old gas tank, for an old gas tank. And what I then may have to do is just hand flyers out looking like this, right? We might have to do eyebrow awareness up there in Panama City, right? It's nothing but a hop, skip, and a jump. And Wifey likes to travel, right? So what better way to have a quick, you know, a quick road trip, right? To kill two birds with one stone. You know what I'm saying? And I think we might have to call on the supporters to, send me to Panama City, people. So, guys, discuss it. Let me know what you want to do. Smiley, the ball's in your court. The supporters will send me. And we all know I'll go with the flyers, right? And they don't have to do eyebrow awareness. We can do all types of stuff, right? This is Florida, right? The game changes, right? When tragedy pimps in Florida are doing these nonsense on the internet because we have white boy here. Okay, I've already banned all tragedy pimps from my area. And when they come, we actually do something about it, right? Now, Panama City is not that close to me. It's kind of a hot skip and a jump. But what I'm saying is, if this behavior continues, we will have to tell the neighbors, right? I have a 6-degree black belt in Karen too, and I will utilize it, and I will utilize it. Stop it, knock it off right now. I'm telling you now. Supporters, what's up, guys? Hope you enjoyed the video. Do me a favor, hit that like, subscribe to my clip channel at White Boy Radio Clips, and in the description box is the link to be a member. Become a member if you can. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Stay safe, stay smart. Peace.